Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Okay, here we go. It is a Tuesday. It's a different kind of Tuesday than most Tuesdays because, well, it's sort of kind of football game week Tuesday. We're going to call it that anyway. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. I'm set up at the house. I want to, again, thank our good friends, all of our wonderful sponsors, including Hurricanes Grill and Wings, our Tuesday sponsor over in Julington Creek. We're normally set up right in the middle of the fun place. They're at the foot of the Julington Creek Bridge in the heart of Mandarin. Today, kind of, I decided I'm still not 100%. You probably know I went through a medical procedure about 10, 12 days ago or so, and I'm just kind of not 100%. And I said, you know what, I better just kind of hang out close to the house and be near and dear to where I need to be, bring you the show until 6, and better safe than sorry. Glad to be here. And I want to thank, again, Josh and Kade, the owners and operators at Hurricanes Julington Creek. Do a super job. They've supported us, myself, Patrick Young, our entire show, anytime we need anything, and we certainly appreciate those folks. And we'll be right back in the middle of the restaurant here probably next week. And I want to thank you for allowing us to come to you kind of in between here, live from the studio. We got a lot to go over today, Tuesday of game week. Jaguars play first preseason game coming up on Saturday against the Steelers. We'll learn a little more, not a whole lot. You know, you are kind of what you are. We'll see. I think after Saturday's game, there will be some cuts. There's not really a designated number you have to get down to now in the NFL. They kind of say, well, by the end of the camp, you have to be down to 53 or whatever the number is. Used to be you'd start with 90 and have to get to 78 and then knock it down to 60 and then 60 to 53. Now it's just kind of you can cut 27 guys if you want tomorrow. You can cut one guy tomorrow if you want. So not as dire in terms of arithmetic, but we'll follow what's going on with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as they trim down their roster, and there'll be some trimmings here within a week or so, there'll be a lot of guys let go. NFL news and notes. We'll talk about the NFL. You know me. Sometimes I'm a little too, I don't know if brash is the right word. A little too just kind of honest and in your face kind of. But boy, the NFL, we know where they want to go. We know the NFL wants to go as far around, if not all the way around the globe, if possible. We know that's the end game, is to take the game that is the National Football League, American football, and take it around the globe. We know that's where they're going, but man, every time this happens, I stop people and say, hey man, I know the NFL is the big bad boy. I know the NFL doesn't get told no very often. I know the NFL doesn't fail a lot. They have, and they do, and they will, but they don't fail a lot. But yesterday and today, just some very simple transactions, very simple player transactions should alert you and me and everybody out there. Certainly me. I'm going to point it out. But you should be alerted that the NFL is a long way from expanding. And I don't care if you're talking about internally in the United States expanding or externally around the globe via Europe and Asia and the Far East. They're a long way away. They're a long way away. And the reason I say that, have you seen the two quarterbacks that were recently signed in the NFL? And we'll get to that as we go. I'm not sure. Do we have Trent Torchia? I think my buddy Trent may be joining us here.
I can hear you.
Hey, buddy, you sound great. Number one, you look great. How do you do it, man?
As do you. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well as well. Thank you for letting me call an audible. I just didn't want to get the rain's coming in. I didn't want to get too far away from the house, and I'm still battling through some medical stuff. Nothing personal. I mean, nothing that I can't battle through. But yeah, Trent, you look, for a 29-year-old guy, you look pretty damn good for 29.
Well, it's those silver highlights that I get from the hair salon. So yeah.
Hey, it's funny you say that about Trent and I are basically the same age, and Trent, I've said this for like 20 years now. When guys like you and I, when we started getting a little quote unquote older, you start hitting what 39, 49 especially. Okay, you're starting to get older, right? And when I started hitting that, mid 40, late 40, early 50s, Trent, all I ever heard from some of the young women, friends or daughters friends, they would say, well, you know what, Mr. Norvelle, Mr. Terry, men, you guys, y'all age is distinguished. And you guys, the older you get, you get more desirable. Kind of, and Trent, they used to say, like, remember, they'd point out Sean Connery, right? 007. They'd say, like Sean Connery, he's 70 years old. He's 75 years old. Oh, he's so sexy. He's got age lines that give him character. And I'm like, Trent, I heard that. I've heard that for 25 years. Nobody's ever walked up to me. Some beautiful woman's never said, hey, old guy with crow's feet. Hey, Terry, you know what? You're what I've been looking for. When's it going to happen, Trent? Where is it at?
It's out there somewhere. How about that? You have to remain optimistic.
Yes.
I'll tell you what hasn't helped me, and because you're fairly fair-skinned, is playing baseball forever and ever.
Absolutely.
Out in the sun has taken its toll on me.
Absolutely.
Now it's not only the gray hair, which I'd prefer mine to just go straight white.
Yeah. I'm to the straight, and this is mine. Yeah, I am still dark pigmented, but there's a lot more gray in there that you can see right now. And you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to dye it or color it or whatever. But Trent, it's funny, like 10, 12, 15 years ago, there may be a young girl come up to me and say, hey, how you doing? You're Terry, right? Yeah, okay. And I'm like, oh, this must be one of those 42-year-old women that thinks a 55-year-old man is hot, right? And and she start talking to me, Trent, and then it would invariably go, hey, that guy you were over there talking to, is that your son? I'd really like to meet him.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not my son. And B, I'm going to go punch him in the face just for being in my aura, whatever.
That's the end of it. That's where
And you're gone.
Oh, okay. Well, so, yeah, it's or when did you play?
Yeah.
Like if I go back for alumni events, when were you here? And I go, just take a guess. Then you don't want them to take a guess because you're afraid it's going to be, oh, you played in the 60s, didn't you? And I'm like,
she said, hey, she said, when did you play? And she goes, oh, did you play when 2 strikes and you were out? Or did you play when it was 3 strikes and you're out? Shut up. Hey, go back. Hey, take the bat back over there,
100%. Right. Just sorry.
How you been, man? What's new with Trent and Torchia? What's going on?
Not a lot. I have a couple upcoming trips that
talk to me about it.
Might be of interest. One would be to Saratoga.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about that for a while.
Watch the horses. Yeah, so it's I think it's in 3 weeks, 2.5 or 3 weeks. Go up there for a few days and hang out. That'll be nice. And then we'll probably talk about it more later, but there's a trip to Italy coming up in the fall.
Right.
Which will be really cool. I've got my best buddy from Miami owns a little Airbnb there.
Nice.
And we're going to hook up with them for probably a week or so, and that'll be cool. And then I also have an alumni game coming up.
Oh, nice.
This fall. So with the new coach there, right? The new head ball coach. And now, so let me ask you this, because this is where it gets interesting. You go back to your alumni affairs at JU.
Yeah.
They are asking us this year, after years and years and years of a hiatus. It's one thing to suit up and go do the anthem and introduce, and that's great. They want us to play.
I know.
So where does Terry Norvelle draw the line?
Well, I'll tell you this. I get those over the years from JU. I get those mailers, and I guess now it's electronic, but I've gotten those mailers for years, and they'll say, hey, exciting new baseball season is right around the corner, to kick off the season. And I think it was January, maybe late January, the team's back in practice. Hey, we're looking to bring the alumni back, and it's an alumni weekend. We're going to have a Thursday night dinner and cocktail hour. We're going to have a Friday dinner and maybe awards. And then Saturday, we're all going to get together on the field, and the existing JU team is going to play the alumni. Right? And so that I didn't go very often because I didn't want to get embarrassed. But finally, Trent, at JU anyway, they changed all that, man. It instead of playing the existing team, they said, no. We're going to get enough alumni and just split up, you old guys. And you old guys can play each other. You don't need to be playing the existing JU team for one inning here and one inning there.
Yeah, I mean, we quit doing it years and years ago when John Cohen became the head coach. He goes, do you guys want to play anymore? We're like, no, it makes zero sense, because inevitably somebody blows out an arm.
Absolutely.
Somebody ruptures an Achilles because
they
can't get out of the batter's box. And it's like, who wants to see that? Now, if you want to do sign autographs and do all that stuff, hey, that's fantastic. But don't make us play. And I remember one specific example, and then we can move on. But I'm facing a guy who's flat-bellied. I'm probably in my 30s.
Yeah.
Done. I was done at 26, so 10 years later, let's say.
Yeah.
And the crowd's cheering for the hitter. So I'm thinking, this guy's got to be pretty recent. And I told him, I said, I am going to throw you a fastball inside part of the plate. Please hit it out to left field, not back, not back through the middle.
Yeah.
Come to find out, the guy had just finished his AAA season.
Nice.
With whoever he was with.
Nice.
Not only is that not fair, it's not safe. I mean,
it really isn't safe. Lumen and bat, you're follow through. Oh, not safe. Not safe at all. So, I thought it was hilarious. And I'll get those things now, right? I'll get those announcements and, hey, JU, come support your school. And we're going to have a dinner, and it's $100 a plate and blah, 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 blah. And it's so funny how, Trent, it changed from the former JU players, however many show up, you will play a 4-inning game against the existing JU team. And we're like, no, we won't.
Not happening.
No. You might, but we won't,
Yeah.
Not at
Terry,
all.
why aren't you playing today? I got a little bit of a hammy I tweaked.
Oh, do you know how many
at the gym?
Yeah. Hey, over the years when I would get that announcement from JU, do you know how many different business meetings I had late January in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, or upstate? I said, no, I'm out of town. I can't do it. Hey, and can you imagine? Imagine our buddy, Dr. Aaron Bates, hearing that I'm going to go play a simulated baseball game with college baseball players. He would run to Breast Field and tackle me probably before he let me do that.
He'd probably be there early and barricaded for you.
Oh,
say, no entry, please.
Oh, My goodness gracious. All right, Trent, we've got a Tuesday working. I want to thank again our good friends out at Hurricane. I know you love Hurricane's grill and wings over there in Mandarin. That's our Tuesday hangout. We're there all the time. Trent, we got a lot to talk about. Major League Baseball. We'll talk with Kade Kistner about 5:30. We can still get into some baseball talk right now. NFL news and notes. I kind of teased this a little bit, Trent, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I think the NFL, they'll never admit this, but the NFL, until they do something to change their league, and I don't know what change their league is, Trent. I don't know if it means rules and regulations to make the quarterback position easier. No matter what they do right now, and one of my teaser topics today was the NFL is a long, long way, in my opinion, from ever expanding again. And I don't care if you think expansion is in the United States or abroad, because, Trent, the NFL has a big problem right now. And you watch it, we'll see it in about 3 months, and we've seen it for years. The NFL does not have enough quality quarterbacks to go around right now.
Yeah.
Much less expand. And the reason I bring this up, Trent, within the last 2 days, and I don't want to pick at these two guys, but this is a perfect example. Within the last 2 days, here are two quarterbacks that just got signed to NFL rosters. Now, this is probably for preseason and have arms to throw, but still, I think this speaks volumes. Do you realize, Trenton Torsia, yesterday and today, the NFL signed a quarterback named Tyler Huntley? I know Tyler Huntley. You know Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley can't play at an NFL level, but the NFL has so few quarterbacks. He just got signed to go to camp and help out. And today, no disrespect meant for a guy from Miami, but Teddy Bridgewater, by way of coaching Miami Northwestern High School football, just signed, and he signed at the end of last year as well for a week or two. Trent, the NFL has a quarterback quality issue. How are they ever going to expand until they figure out a way to get better quarterback play?
No, it's a great question, and he's affectionately known to me as Teddy Two Gloves because he always wore two gloves. And he was at Northwestern High School, coaching really an elite program that's been good for.
They won a state title.
Now.
They won a state title.
And I'm gonna go one better with you, because this guy is probably going to start for the Cleveland Browns. It's Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Who was brought off the couch, 2 or 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yes.
And Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh at 42 years old.
Yeah.
It really, so to your point, if you sit there and say, is this one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the league? Or whatever you want to bring the number to, the best 50, because they're saying that Bridgewater is going to compete for a backup role.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
Okay, so you know the playbook. You've been around. Maybe you can because they only want these backups to do, spell 2 or 3 games.
Sure.
If a guy goes down, but then you've got to look at the teams let's just use the Dolphins for example, because Tua has the tendency
history.
Right.
History. Yeah, sure.
What are you going to do behind him?
Yeah.
And you can't. And it was Tyler Huntley, I think
last year. That.
So it's like. Now you're bringing him in, and I did a little research because, and I know part of what we're going to talk about is the Richardson Lagway, but the transition to the NFL, especially if you're that dual threat quarterback in college, is so difficult, and the speed of the game and everything else, the strength of the arm, the accuracy. You're not throwing to Alabama and Ohio State wide receivers any longer.
No, you're not.
You're now throwing
no
to
disrespect. No disrespect. You're right.
All those guys, and by the way, guys that can close the gap on the defensive backs that can close the gap, and run with those elite
Sure.
receivers down the field. So,
and Trent, you will watch, I will watch, we all will watch. Let's fast forward 6 weeks from now. The NFL starts playing their games. College is about a month away. The NFL is after Labor Day. They're about 6 weeks away. The NFL starts playing their games. We see it every year. The bottom 15% of the NFL, 15, 20%, once the season starts going on and once the pecking order starts, right, here's your first place teams in the NFL. Here are your second place teams. Here are your third place. Well, you start getting down to here are your fourth place teams in divisions, right? That's bad football. If you watch those games, game 13, game 14, game 15, on teams that are out of it, that are not good, they have generally bad quarterback play. And I'm going to tell you this, Trent. I want you to take your way back mind and go way back. You've watched the NFL a long time. At the end of the season, the last 4 games of the season, week 15, 16, 17, 14, 15, 16, 17, whatever it is, that's ugly football. When those franchises have bad quarterbacks, and generally they do, because there are not enough good quarterbacks in the world to cover, what is there, 32 franchises, right? So the last thing the NFL needs to do right now is to add 4 franchises abroad. Can you imagine if the NFL, if every number in the world says add a team in Spain, add a team in London, add a team in Germany, add a team in France? That sounds great. And those numbers may come back and say, there's money. Well, you know what? The quality of play will be terrible. You don't have enough quality quarterbacks to fill out 32 franchises, much less 36 or 40 or 40. I think that's the biggest issue the NFL has to figure out. I don't know if it's changing rules. I don't know what it is, but the quarterback play every year with 32 franchises that we have right now, there's only about 16, maybe 20 quality quarterbacks. The rest of it is hard to watch. Trent, I don't think they've got enough quarterback play to expand as they're sitting right now.
No, and I completely agree with that. And I think one of the things they're looking at, from what I understand, is not expanding the number of teams, but expanding the presence on a global
What do you
level.
mean? What do you mean?
So, like, start to play in different countries. So
there you go.
There was a game in Mexico last year.
Makes a lot of sense.
Now they're going to look at I can never pronounce it, Emiris de Pradas or whatever it is.
I got you.
So take those games and play them there, and in Germany and those sorts of places versus, and we've heard this for years in being based in Jacksonville is, are the Jags going to move to London because they go to London every year? Now they're playing 2 games. And the answer is no, but it's exposure for the brand.
Yeah.
And one thing the NFL does, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, better than anything, is their brand awareness.
Well said.
Is unbelievable. They are in the news every single day.
Yeah.
Even in the off season.
If the NFL, it's funny you said that. When the NFL is not, when we click on ESPN or whatever, and you see the drop down, stories today, when the NFL is not on the stories today, you get the feeling they didn't want to be on the stories today, because if they wanted to be, they could dominate. But, you make a really good point. Maybe that's the way the NFL is trying to tackle this. Maybe they realize the last thing we need to do is add franchises, because we will have to add horrible quarterback play. And there's nothing in the NFL uglier than watching a football program, an organization, a franchise in the NFL with bad quarterback play. That is an ugly, ugly brand of football. You've seen it.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. Maybe you're right. Maybe their approach is, okay, expand the game. We aren't going to find the next Tom Brady right away in the next 5 to 10 years. But if we expand the game and we expose and we get 20 million more youngsters, 8 to 18 playing, then we'll find the next Tom Brady's. They may be in.
Yeah, because think about the international sport.
Yeah.
Soccer,
sure.
And they have 160,000 fans.
Yeah.
At it's a soccer game or a soccer match.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So 160,000. But then when you watch these international games, you just take London, for example, because they were the first country that we went and played, or city. Yeah. And so look how many different jerseys are represented in that stadium. And it's like, and their team isn't even playing, but they're going because it's an NFL game.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, you're looking at over 100,000 fans. It's like being in college, right? It's like going to, the big house in Michigan or whatever, 110,000, or Gainesville where there's 90,000+ people. Sure. So I think in that regard, it makes sense. I know the players complain and the union complains because of the travel and the wear and tear. And I think the other thing that needs to be factored in, because this happens in baseball, if you're employed in a different country, I know Canada, for example, you have to pay Canadian taxes.
Sure you do.
And USA taxes.
Sure you do.
So who the heck wants to play with the NBA too, right?
Don't send me over there and I'm getting double tax.
Double tax.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make a ton of sense.
Well, I know this as we go to our first break, Trent. The last thing the NFL needs to do is add 4 franchises, even a full division in Europe. And I think that might be where they go. They're not just going to add 1 or 2. I think they may just add 4 and say, play among yourselves. And then every few weeks, one of y'all makes the trip to go play abroad into the last thing they want to do is expand and give expansion teams to show that part of the world Tyler Huntley and Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback, because that's ugly. Nothing against those guys, but that's ugly, bad football. And the last thing the NFL needs to do is say, hey, look, world, we're expanding. Our quarterback play is terrible. They've got to figure out a way to get better quarterback play in the NFL before they think about expanding.
Yeah. And you know what it turns into potentially? These leagues that can't make it over a season or two in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. All right, Trent, hang tight. Sit right there. We're going to take a quick break. We're off and running. It's a Tuesday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. We're coming to you as all of our Tuesday shows are sponsored by Hurricanes. Joint and Creek. I want to thank Callie and Josh, the owners and operators. I guarantee that place is rocking and rolling with happy hour. Great place to hang out. Check them out if you're in the Mandarin area. The heart of Mandarin, you'll find Hurricanes, Joint and Creek. Break time. Coming back with more Young and Norvelle Show after this.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax Pal. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax Pal.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Okay, folks, let's get right back into it here on a beautiful, typical, I should say, early August afternoon. Cloudy, looks like rain coming. Trenton Torsia hanging out. I'm Terry Norvelle, glad you're with us here. We'll go hardcore Major League Baseball about 5:30 with our buddy Kade Kistner from Sports Illustrated. Man, Trent, we'll dive into it in a moment. I want to get into some college football ticket prices, but man, we got about 45 games left in the regular season in Major League Baseball, and a lot of stuff is separating right now, including what the hell's going on with your New York Yankees, man? They're the story of baseball right now. They're falling apart, Trent. They're falling apart.
I'm glad you mentioned them because they are in my notes, just in case. I don't even need them in the notes because I follow it,
man,
every single night. And this is going to crack you up. So I'll give the backstory for the people that may not understand.
Okay.
When you go and play at Fenway, at the end of every game they play Sweet Caroline.
Okay, sure.
That's what they do. Mm-hmm. New York plays New York, New York.
Yeah.
So the Yankees go into South Florida, get swept, a 3-game sweep for the first time in the history of the franchise.
By the
Miami Marlins.
The Marlins sweep them, yes.
So Friday night, they blew a 6-0 lead, a 9-4 lead, and a 12-10 lead.
Ooh. And
all three of their reliever acquisitions that were just going to ulcer it, they all completely folded. They bombed. Yeah. So, leading to my point on Sunday, as the sweep is over, 7-3 win, Oh, that was after they were 2 hit on Saturday. Them being the Yankees.
Yeah.
The Marlin fans were singing "Sweet Caroline."
Oh,
as
that's gotta
Yankee
hurt.
fans exited the stadium.
That has got to hurt. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kidding a little bit, but when we get Kade on at 5:30, the collapse of the Yankees right now, and I don't want to disparage Milwaukee's had a hell of a run. Houston started slow, but they've gotten good. Detroit's been, other than one little hiccup, Detroit's been good. I don't want to disparage those teams. I'm not so sure the collapse of the Yankees is not storyline number one in Major League Baseball. Trent, you watched them. The first 50 games of the year, they were smashing the ball and just Bronx bombering everybody. Then all of a sudden, they lose a couple of pitchers. They can't field the ball. They're terrible defensively.
That's the most surprising part.
And I mean, they're moving guys around. Dude, they are scuffling right now, the Yankees. I mean, they only have a 1.5 game lead in the final wild card spot.
And that's against – so Seattle's on their heels now in the wild card.
Yes, they are.
The Texas Rangers, who they lost to last night,
yeah,
are a game and a half back.
Yeah.
They were 7 games in front, 10 games ahead of the Red Sox at the end of May.
Yeah.
Flash forward really 60 days, right? How many games you play in 60 days? They're 5.5 back. Boston has jumped them. Now Boston leads the wild card.
Yep.
And Toronto can't lose. I don't know what's going on in Toronto.
I know. What about the Blue Jays? My God.
They're as hot as you can get. And here's Aaron Boone, who I think's a lame duck right now. And if the boss was still around, he'd have made a move.
You think?
He fired Billy Martin, 6 or 7 times? Or
yes. Well, you mentioned
there's problems because I know as a manager you have to defend your team, right? You have to listen, man. They were going through some things, but we're going to be okay. We'll right the ship. There's plenty of time. I think in a 3-game series they made 9 or 10 errors.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, Chisholm is not a third baseman. They moved in the second. Do they have a third? They're a mess. Judge, who's coming back, I guess tonight. He really. If you play him at DH, then are you going to put Giancarlo Stanton stumbling around in the outfield somewhere?
Liability.
100%
defensive liability.
Stanton may drive in 2, but give up 3. He's just it's a mess right now. It's a mess with the Yankees.
And here's kind of the exclamation point on you have problems if Derek Jeter called him out on national TV. He's with Fox News. Yeah. They did that game in the at the racetrack, the Speedway.
Yeah,
not Speedway, but it was it Bristol or Martinsville?
Bristol, I think it was Bristol. Yeah,
yeah. And he basically said, and here's A-Rod on the same telecast. Longtime Yankee, and they both basically sold him out. Like, how can you not play standard defense? And then Boone saying, well, when we pitch it well, we don't hit.
Yeah.
Or we don't play D.
Yeah.
When we hit, we don't pitch well. It's like, buddy, it's broken.
Yeah.
And you've got to have a closed door meeting.
And you know what? I hate to be that guy, but there are a lot of teams in Major League Baseball that have gone through losing a pitcher here and there, losing a position player here and there. It's 162 games, man. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. The other thing that's killing the Yankees is Toronto has turned into Toronto. I mean, they now have a 3-game lead, 3.5 game lead. Don't look now. I looked it up this morning. The Red Sox, who have leapfrogged the Yankees.
They were 10 back of the Yankees.
Yeah, they've leapfrogged. I tracked them back. The Red Sox won their final 10 games in the first half. They won 10 in a row, went to the All-Star break. The Red Sox right now are like 17-6 their last 23. So the Yankees are in a classic tough spot. it's hard to chase down one team, much less a couple teams in the wild card. Man, it's a mess right now in New York.
We talk about it all the time. And here's the other thing, how they're losing. They're on a 4-game skid because they won one before they lost 5 in a row or whatever the number was. Well, you blew 3 leads, sizable leads, late in the game.
Yeah.
And then you get a walk-off home run last night to lose. So you're just losing in a manner that it should happen a couple times. A team like that, it should happen a couple times a season, maybe. But it's happening night after night.
And Trent, I hate to think about this, but and I get it. Tampa Bay is not as hot as they were 3 weeks ago, but they're still in the mix a little bit. They could get hot and grab a wild card spot. What if the Rays and the Yankees hooked up in a wild card game or two in the Rays stadium, which is the Yankees spring training stadium, and they got beat? What if they got beat there? Oh, God.
You know what? That's not a bad scenario. That would be it'd be a great storyline for starters, but that wouldn't be a bad thing to see because they've got to do something. Because here's the deal in New York. You either win a World Series or the season was a failure.
Yep.
There's no in between.
And let me stop you there. And that may sound harsh, but that is what comes with the territory of having 27 World Series championships or 26. I'm sorry. That comes with the territory. You can't scream, we've got 27 World Series titles in our history without saying, wait a minute, you got to give us a break. It was just one season. Nope. You scream 27 every season, your DNA is out there for the world to see, right?
Yeah, and it's been years since they've won one.
Yeah.
So
how about that?
I mean, they went last year, but did they really have I don't even think they had a puncher's chance against the Dodgers last year. So
no, yeah, and you're right. Yeah, that was over. That was over when it started. That series, that World Series. Interesting. We'll talk some more Major League Baseball a little bit later. Trent, I want to kind of pivot to our buddy Brent Beard sent something over to me earlier today, and it's a little bit disturbing, I guess, particularly if you're a sports fan. But I think it's where the sports world is going, and what it has to it's using college football. And it's using the SEC, but I don't think this is a message just for college football or the SEC. I think it's for sports fan in general. And Trent, before I start giving you a bunch of numbers, this information Brent Beard sent over has to deal with the cost for a fan to attend like SEC football games coming up. SEC and the exorbitant amount. And the first thing I thought of, for example, here's one of the and I don't think you can't see this, Trent, but I'm just going to read it to you. Okay. Average SEC football ticket prices for the upcoming 2025 season. Georgia, $277. Texas, $273. Oklahoma, $185. Tennessee, $170. South Carolina, $133. Florida, $1. Now, there are different parameters. And just for you, Trent, way down low, Mississippi State is at $45 per ticket. Okay. Now, some schools in that number include the booster payment you have to send in, right? Some schools make a booster contribution for the right to buy a ticket. Okay, so these numbers sometimes aren't apples to apples. Where I'm going with this, Trent, is these numbers, to me, scream out where we're at in athletics, and we're using the SEC football as an example because we've got the numbers. Trent, I don't think it's a great – it concerns me. The asses in seats. And I'm going to say it again, and it sounds bad, but you know what I mean by that phrase. Ass in seat, meaning the fan in Wallace Wade Stadium or Gainesville, Florida, or the new renovated Doak Campbell, or Athens, Georgia, right? The actual fan that buys his and or her ticket and sits their ass in that stadium, their importance to the overall is waning year after year after year. I think it's pretty true and pretty obvious. Let's just say the average ticket to go sit in the stadium to watch an SEC football game this fall, let's just call it $100. That's a nice round number. Okay, Trent, you with me? So $100.
Got it.
Trenton Torsia, on average, you shell out $100. Mississippi State gets $100, and you get seat number 38, row C, section 212. And you get to watch your ass off. You watch the hell out of that game. It's Mississippi State and South Carolina, and it's an SEC, and you're watching like you can't watch any harder. Now, Trent, you probably are going to spend about $60 in addition on a couple hot dogs, a couple soda pops, maybe a water, maybe a pretzel. You're going to spend some more ancillary. So let's just say Trenton Torsia, you walk in that ticket and hand your ticket in or scan your ticket electronically, and the Torsia family is out, just say $250. You with me?
I'm following.
The numbers in sports and sports media rights have gotten so big. Not that your $250 that you're going to give me / Mississippi State on that Saturday times 70,000 fans or 50,000 fans, whatever. That is a big number. But, Trent, we haven't started on the other side. And what I mean by the other side is, okay, you basically are going to give me, Mississippi State, on that Saturday, you're going to hand me $250. Your ticket was $100, $60 for this, another $40 for that, and a jersey. But the only problem, and I think what's happening now, is the universities are looking at it, and the organizations, the Jacksonville Jaguar organization, if we take it and expedite it to professional, we're also going to go, well, wait a minute. I don't get all of Trent's $250. I have to provide a parking guy outside, right? Because you pull up somewhere, I got to have park. I'm paying people to help park you. So that takes some of my profit away. I got to have security in the stadium to protect you, right? So I got to take at least another $10, $12 off of the $250 you get, right? You're coming into my stadium. I've got to provide you with toilet paper and or hand towels, toiletries, right? So that's got to come. I've got to pay you. I've got to pay for the concessionaires that gave you the $60 worth of hot dogs you bought, right? I've got to, right? So you start cutting down that $250, Trent, you're not real valuable to me anymore. Ass in seat, the profit, I want your eyeballs more than I want your ass in seats. I can sell your eyeballs to CBS, ESPN. Trent, I think we're starting to really get to the point where the fan in the stadium is not that important anymore. And I don't know if I like that. Trent. And I know I threw a lot at you.
Well, first of all, you would never like it because as a fan, it doesn't make a ton of sense. And now factor in some other things too, and then I'll address the point is
sure.
You're in a college town. If I go to Starkville, I have to travel.
Good point.
So it's either airfare or gas money, wear and tear on the car.
Yep.
I've got a lodge, right? This isn't a day trip for me. Or if I live in Atlanta and I'm coming to Gainesville, that's not a day trip.
Ooh.
So I got to find a hotel room, probably going to go out to dinner, probably going to tailgate. Now all of a sudden, that $250 ticket and the $40 to park, or you Uber to the game because you don't want to deal with parking. So that adds to the cost. And, the city of Gainesville or the city of Starkville stands to gain. So the economy does well.
Yep.
But the university itself, to your point, it gets hard because minimum wage has gone up. So, and not to get into that part of it, but
it's a legitimate.
It's reality.
Yeah, it really is. And I hope I'm not around if where we're talking. I think there's a specialness about college football where 50,000 or more fans are on top of the game, engaged. I think that's huge. But the numbers I just pointed out, the fan ass in the stands, because of the way it has to be cut up, the profit, I think these schools and these networks are going, that filling up that stadium is no big deal. Are they going to look up and go, let's put 20,000 in there? Because again, there are, just by buying the ticket, that ticket gets cut a lot of ways inside that stadium. Like I said, toilet paper, hand towels, ice for your drink, people showing you where to go, ushers, they got to get paid, security, all the police officers in that stadium. Think about how much money is spent on in-stadium security just being visible.
I know.
So I think we're in a position, unfortunately, where we're not far away from the guys that really count the beans, the bean counters. I think we're not far away from the bean counters going, and it may even spread down to the NFL. The bean counters are going to go, the fan at the stadium is not worth it. As long as we can keep their eyeballs, that's worth it, because we sell. I say it all the time. College football and the NFL, they're in the eyeball business. They're not in the football business. They're in the deliver these to that. They're in the eyeball business. I don't think I think there's a good chance the fan in the stadium is going to lose this battle. And I hope I'm not around when it does, because I think the fan in the stand adds so much to it. But, man, there's a lot.
But I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Here's what I think it's going to turn into. They want kind of that casual fan or whatever, and but it's the field level suites, and then the Gator zone, the Bull Gator zone, or whatever.
The enormous So
that $250 ticket has now become whatever, $1,000 ticket.
And what did you with I don't mean to cut you off, but with your last 2 minutes, what you just did is you cut off at the knees the average fan. You cut them right at the knees because they can't afford that experience.
Correct.
They can't afford it. So if you can't afford an exorbitant experience, I think there's a time where they're going to say, that those 30,000 in the lower bowl, they actually we only make about $17 off of them when you break it down. Security cut, toiletry cut, electricity cut, parking attendants cut, blah blah. Well, you know what? The hell with them. See, and you hit it right there. Are we going to a point where the only in-game experience is going to be the rich of the rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Just like going to the Super Bowl or these bowl games.
Good point.
It becomes, it's almost like a corporatized thing where big businesses gobble up the tickets and then they entertain with them, and it becomes some sort of a tax write-off or whatever.
Where this discussion hurts me, and I've got a little, I guess, Pollyanna in me. I've got a little, the romantic story, and he comes in and swoops the girl, and they live happily ever after.
I like it though.
I've got a little bit of that in me. The irritating thing, if this is truly where it's going, is those 20 to 30,000 just lay people, just layman people. That I hate the fact that core for the last 80 years was the core that really helped make the passionate college football game, and it looks like they're just going to get boxed out. That's what bugs me. That's what would bug me if this goes the way it looks like it's going to go.
No, I mean, it bugs me as well. And I think the other point you made in the beginning of it all was you have to belong to the club in order to purchase tickets online, because you can't get the paper ticket any longer.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, hey, I've got tickets for you, Terry. Are you a Gator Club member?
No,
I'm not. Well, you got to have the app.
Yeah.
Just
or hold on, let me cut you off there. Or if I'm buying from you and you say, well, Terry, I can't go. I got two. I know you're looking for two. They're good seats. They're 125 each. But, there is a booster purchase fee that I have to pay, to get these season tickets. So if you do the math, each one of these tickets, I need to add another $50 each. Right? Yeah. And, I'll tie this into the Jaguars. I don't think they were the impetus, but back when the Jaguars and the Panthers were born into the NFL, and you think in 95 they started playing, so they were born in 93, late 93, and got organized, and they played in 95. I think that might be, and I'm not blaming either one. This is just the way the way the world was. I think back in that period in 95, that was the first time I ever heard what they called it PSL. And it was basically a seat license. You couldn't just call Carolina, the Panthers, hey, I'm excited as hell. I've lived in Carolina my whole life. I want to buy 2 tickets for the season, 2 season tickets for Carolina. You had to first pay your way in and buy a seat license, PSL, premium seat license or whatever. It was just basically, and then the colleges said, wait a minute, we're just going to call it a booster license. You got to buy a booster license to have the right to buy the freaking tickets. I think that's what you were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah. And oh, you don't have the app? Yeah. Well, what's the app called? Well, you got to donate money. That's how you get the app.
I got to donate money to buy the tickets that I only get to buy if I give the level 1 booster. So the $1,000.
Where do I park? Oh, what are you?
So
you're a
wait. You're not going to walk to the stadium. Oh, we got to park you. Oh, okay. Well, here's the parking app.
Oh, well, let me see your ticket. You're in the wrong.
Yeah.
Lot. You got to go highway.
And I get it. I mean, gosh darn, a show like nor do I. And I don't want to be that guy. I mean, this little show we do. I mean, we sell advertising to function this show. I get it, but my goodness gracious, you sure seem like a lot of the add-ons that the NFL and college football adds on, that's just add-on ridiculous profit. What we sell this show for, advertising, and we're always looking for advertisers to keep us in the game. I can guarantee you there's not a lot of profit above what we try to get an advertiser to spend with us, we're trying to keep the damn lights on, man. You get the feel in the NFL and college, their numbers, 80% of their number is to make sure they all get to go to Europe for their vacation in the summer. What do I know? All right, let's take a break here. We're wrapping up hour number 1. We want to get into some heavy-duty baseball talk. We won't forget about those guys. Jaguars, a couple more basic workouts the rest of the week, and then I think a Friday walkthrough, and then the first preseason game coming up on Saturday. We'll get more into that as the week goes on. AR versus DJ. Anthony Richardson versus DJ Lagway. If you had to be a betting man, which way would you go in terms of who plays this season, who plays deeper into the season, who misses more time? Do any of them miss time? Why? Your thoughts on AR versus DJ when we come back. 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. It's a rainy afternoon on an early August Tuesday. Terry Norvelle, Trenton Torsia. We've got Kade Kistner coming up from Sports Illustrated, talking a lot of baseball in hour number 2. Stay with us, folks.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum. With we are more rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is out. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
All right, let's get back into it. That place down there where they got that big gator, that place will be rocking and rolling in about a month here. Florida will take on Long Island. Florida State opens up with Alabama. Nice job, Florida. You can't be playing Long Island anymore, for God's sakes.
Especially when Florida State's playing Bama. Come on.
Yeah, Florida State opens up with Bama. Now they're showing off their new stadium. We welcome you back to the Young and Norvelle Show. Terry Norvelle, Trenton Torship. We have, I hope that I have Patrick Young a little bit later during the week. We've got Kade Kistner, our buddy from Sports Illustrated, our baseball guy. He's a lot of fun. Boy, really knows baseball. But, you know, we're less than a month away from college football. And what I'm going to bring up is going to happen, particularly when the SEC goes to a ninth game. They play 8 conference games now. They're going to go 9. It's going to be pretty much uniform. You play 12 regular season games. When you go to 9, most schools have at least one legitimate non-conference game. Clemson likes to play South Carolina. Florida likes to play Florida State, occasionally Miami. So that's going to add one more. When they go one more conference game, and Trent, and Greg Sankey is very adamant about this, he wants assurances. If you make me, the SEC, toughen up across the board by playing internally one more game, you better make sure strength of schedule matters. Because, Trent, right now, the 100 years of college football, they've always said strength of schedule is a thing. They've never carried it out. So if you're Greg Sankey, why would you make Mississippi State play one more SEC game unless you get assurances if they win that game, it's going to count toward the good side, not if they lose that game? And I understand Sankey. He wants to protect his conference schools from playing one more hard game and getting punished for it. I understand that 100%. Sure they are. Of course they are.
And you go into a hostile environment on the road.
Yeah. 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 Yep. No. Yeah. Yeah. And I like where you went there. Without pulling Florida's schedule up, just off the top of my head, they play Texas this year, regular season. They play Georgia. Texas, Georgia, I mean, that's 1 and 4 in the country, 1 and 3 in the country. They play LSU. They're in the top 10. So Florida does not this year in the regular season. They do not play Alabama, and Alabama is in everybody's top 7 or 8. Sankey's concern, and I'm going to use Florida as an example. Okay, if you say we all have to play 9 conference games, and I agree, I want the Power 4 to play the same amount of. I want the Big 10 to play 9, the SEC to play 9, the Big 12 to play 9, the ACC to play 9. Well, if I make Florida this year, for instance, you have to then go play Alabama. Okay, that's tough. That's tough. But you have to give me assurances that strength of schedule counts for something. Even if we lose the game, we could have said we don't want to play a ninth game, and that could have been Southern Miss. But you want us to play a ninth game, and our conference is so strong, that's going to be a hellacious game most likely. Well, win, lose, or draw, you got to show me what benefit is. Where's the benefit, Trent, if we add one more? Because I do not want to be kicking my own conference teams in the shin and saying go play 9 if there's not a benefit. And I understand Sankey's argument. I totally understand this argument.
No, I mean, I agree with it too. And it's like I said earlier. So you're going to find a game somewhere along the way, again, where you lose and you shouldn't have lost.
Yep.
But it's not a surprise that you did lose.
Yep.
And then how are you going to weigh that in the grand scheme of things?
And then all of a sudden, just using Ohio State in the Big Ten, Ohio State said, okay, we're playing 9, and our 9th game is going to be Northwestern. And Florida goes, well, wait a minute, you forced us to play 9. You said the strength of schedule was going to count. We added Alabama and got beat 21-20. Are you going to show me how that 21-20 loss was at least in the threshold of your just beating Northwestern 41-17? And I don't think Sankey right now feels like he's got assurances to look his schools in the eye and say, go beat your ass up again. And even if you lose, you get a benefit of the doubt, because I don't think strength of schedule has ever been used more than just lip service. Trent, strength of schedule counts. Well, I've never seen where it counts. Show me where it counts.
Yeah, what does it count as? A statistic that said, well, we played the hardest schedule in the country. Well, congratulations. You're in the hardest conference in the country. Or whatever the case may be. And then that whole RPI, remember, that we've talked about this forever. It's like, first of all, what does it mean? Like, what is an RPI to strength, SOS and all that? And it's like, at the end of the day, it comes down to wins and losses. And I'm going to tell you that this is just my opinion. I don't think you could go to 50 teams. I don't think it's ever going to be right. And I don't think you'll ever have consensus.
I'm with you.
Who gets picked.
And the only way to get around it, and it's not a perfect way, but it's the closest we've ever had in the game of American football, is the way they do it in the NFL. The NFL splits into 2 large leagues, NFC, AFC. Then they split into 4 separate divisions in the large leagues. And they say if you win your division, you get in. Now, they structure the schedule. You have to play 2 in your division, right? Each team plays each other in your division twice. 2, 4, 6. There's 6 games. And then they theoretically, at least the NFL tries to, the worst team is supposed to play an easier schedule by paper.
A last place team is a last place schedule.
Now, because there's player movement, that doesn't always, but at least the NFL has a structure and a plan. That's what college football needs. A theoretic structure and a theoretic plan. Does it always work out in the NFL? No, it doesn't. There's years where we go, damn, the Vikings were supposed to play a bad schedule because they were a bad team, but man, the teams they ended up having to play through the bad were good. Okay, that's going to happen. But at least the NFL, and I hope college football gets there, has a concept and a plan. Wouldn't you agree with that, Trent? They at least try to, and you know the word in the NFL, it starts with a P, and it's not that word. Parity. The NFL thinks parity is the way to go. And you know what? They print money. I think the more, I hate college football looking like the NFL, but when it comes to structure, I think college football needs to follow some of the structure of the NFL.
Yeah, and you can like on the college side, you can argue that there's now NIL and these colleges have to pay out and whatnot. Well, there's something called recruiting versus drafting.
Yeah.
So the whole draft thing that the NFL does, if you're not good, if you're the top player, projected player coming out of the draft, you're not going to a good team.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, and unless there's some sort of anomaly where
and you can make
got
trade,
a draft pick
and they can trade in this. Now, if the 1-16 team trade, you make a really great point right there, Trent. And I want to let you get back into it. I'm sorry I cut you off. You make the worst team in the NFL structurally. They get the first pick of the talent pool the next year. And theoretically, that should help them out immensely. Now, you cannot force them from trading out of that. And that may work times 2, or it may set them back 5 more years. But I love your point there. The NFL structures schedules and reverse order draft to help parity. Pick it up there, Trent. I cut you off. Pick it up.
But versus recruiting.
Yeah.
Where you go, so it's not like it used to be because the whole NIL piece has changed that landscape a little bit. But you have a choice as a high school player or a transfer portal player to go wherever you want and wherever you're welcomed.
Yeah.
Whereas in the NFL, even if you ask for a trade, I want to be traded. Micah Parsons, I don't want to play for the Cowboys anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got to agree as a Cowboys organization that we're getting proper compensation to trade you to another organization. And if we don't want to trade you, we're going to decline every offer that comes to the table.
Now, if you're a total free agent, that's on you. Good for you. Go shop your wares.
Well, now you're being recruited.
Yeah. Now, and recruiting in the college sense, what I'm going to bring up will be a very hard structure to put in place, but it wouldn't. College sports is college. I call it college pro sports. What we have now is college pro sports. It's another level. It's not the highest of levels, but
it's not amateur anymore. No.
Yes. It wouldn't hurt my feelings, and I love me some college football. If you could structure it right, and I don't know if it's doable, it would be hard. But if you could structure it right, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if there was a college draft, much like the NFL draft. The NFL draft, the polished, you've already shown your wares to us. NFL has a draft. It wouldn't hurt my feelings. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if you could structure it where the SEC, the Power Four, their draft is the next 3 days in April. All right. You figure out who picks first. Ohio State.
Well, that's the first problem there.
Yeah, and I get it. But Jeremiah Smith could be drafted by Alabama, could be drafted by Vanderbilt, could be drafted by Ohio State. DJ Lagway coming out of Texas could be drafted by the Longhorns, the Gator. It wouldn't hurt my feelings because that's where we're at. We're college football. I call it's college professional football.
Yeah.
Now, that's a tough structure to put together. I get it, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Be ready for this. I threw this out a week ago because camps opened up around the NFL and camps have now opened up around college. It hasn't happened this year and probably will not, but get ready for this, Trent. Let's fast forward to next first week of August. Let's fast forward 2 years from now, first week of August. College football fan, get ready for what I'm about to say. Trent, you mentioned Micah Parsons. He's holding out. And there are 3 or 4 other guys that are holding out. James Cook is holding out. He says, I'm the modern Alvin Kamara. I want to get paid. He's holding out. Get ready, college football. It may not be this year because it's already started. It wouldn't surprise me if next year one of your hotshot college football players that is going back to college, that even has a nice NIL deal, he's going to go, wait a minute, it's April 4th. I'm supposed to be reporting tomorrow to the University of XYZ. I don't like my deal. I'm holding out. Get ready, guys, because everything that you see at the NFL level, you're going to start seeing at the college level, because the college level is a pro level. Trent, there's going to be a point where the huge early season college football game. There's a bunch of them, but there's one that stands out. Texas is going to Ohio State. That's 1 versus 2. Don't be surprised in the future, 10 days before that, the star player goes, you know what? We just found out that our deal's not as good as some of the other deals. I'm not getting on that plane in 10 days unless we rework our deal. I'm just telling college fan, get ready, because that's coming.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Well, we've already got the transfer portal that is
it's kind of that.
It's a tremendous problem.
It's kind of that.
I got a better deal coming my way.
Yeah.
Or potentially that's out there.
Yeah.
And then now you got to start thinking, Terry, about tampering and all that other stuff.
Absolutely you do. Just like in the NFL. Just like in the NFL. The NFL, if you're under contract, you can hold out. But damn, if you're under if Micah Parsons if somebody proves that Green Bay called Parsons or the Steelers called Parsons and his agent, yeah, you're going to get in trouble for that. The NFL is going to crack you down. Now, that's going to start happening in college. There's no reason you can convince me that we're not going to have August holdouts in college as well. And fans are going to be pissed off, but you're going to go, hey, man, the hotshot running back at Alabama may say, that deal you guys put together in April, it's old now. We're in August. And there are 2 running backs that came out with bigger deals. I want to redo my deal or I'm not going to camp. Get ready for that.
Just like the players.
That's business 101.
Yep. Just like the players that don't want to play in the bowl game.
Good point.
The quote meaningless bowl game because we're not in the playoff. We're not playing for a national championship.
Make it meaningful to me.
Yeah.
They're going to say, make it meaningful to me. Yeah. And I'm not excited about it, but that's business 101. I'm trying to tell the college fan, get used to watch what happens in the NFL. That's going to funnel down because the NFL's pro athletes, college is pro athletes. That Pollyanna, win one for the Gipper, play because of the jersey, that's great. That's Pollyanna. This is big business, taking care of you and your family. And you know what? The fan that says, hey, I love this one, Trent, and we'll leave it with this. We'll take a break. I love the fan that goes, damn it, college football is dying. I don't watch it.
Right.
There's no loyalty. I love when they say those things. I start picking at them and I go, wait a minute. Show me any loyalty. There's never been loyalty in sports. You know what there's been in sports? There's been you can't move around. There's been tied down. Being tied down doesn't mean you're loyal. That means you wish. Babe Ruth wishes he could have shot his baseball skills outside of the Yankees, but he could not. He was tied to the Yankees, right? That's not loyalty. That's being trapped, you know? That's
but
not
now, the only thing I like about NIL is it's creating a little bit of parity because it's like,
I love the NIL.
You know, I'm not going to be the guy. Let me go be the guy somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then the interesting thing too is everybody defends the organization or the school.
Right.
What about the school that says, I know we told you, you were number one coming in, but you got beat out.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be a starter.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so is that misleading, or did they go compete on the field and just simply get beat out?
And, and that, I don't mean to cut you off. That's going to happen at the college level. What you described is, how many times have we said, God, can you believe the Falcons gave Kirk Cousins 5 years at 150? Well, they overcompensated. The ROI is not there, and the Falcons get burnt. Colleges are going to get burnt in the future. You're going to look up and go, God, do you remember when Florida State sold everything they had in their toolbox to get Jameis whoever, and he was just average? See, we need that to happen. We need ROIs to get shattered and that balances the market, I think.
Let me give you an example. I'll give you an example, and I do not want this to happen. So please don't take it the wrong way. But Arch Manning is the next coming of the greatest ever, and he's played two college games, I think, and now he's the Heisman front runner. Texas is number one in the country, and you start
3 million, whatever. Yeah.
And you go, we better get our ROI, and the ROI has to be a playoff appearance and preferably a national championship. That's your ROI.
Wow.
If you're University of Texas.
Trenton Torsha, I love where you just went. Here's my notes. As we go to break, I want to expound on where you just went, and you make so much sense. I don't want this to happen either. I have nothing against Arch Manning, Archie Manning, Peyton Manning.
Love them all.
Eli Manning, Olivia the Mom Manning. I've nothing. I'm just throwing this out. Right now, you said it. The poster child for college football, and college football, I'm going to say the word futures, which means you're buying stock. When you buy stock, a lot of times you're buying it hopeful. You're hoping there's an ROI, right? You're buying futures. Arch Manning in the current NIL is the number one, right? He's the number one futures purchase in college football. From the Texas standpoint, and on the opposite end of the spectrum, Trent, from the college football standpoint, okay, if you are pulling for college football and you're neutral, you're Switzerland, in this situation, you hope Arch Manning is average at best. You want college football to win. You hope Arch Manning is not a 3-time Heisman winner, because that would sway it. You want college football to be swayed to the, balance things out, because the ROI may not be there. If Arch, I don't want to say if Arch Manning is a bust, but if Arch Manning does not produce, like you said, Trent, that helps college football as a whole. That will start balancing the spectrum. You know what I mean? The next Arch Manning, and there will be a next Arch Manning, and he may sign with Oklahoma. Well, I think the good of college football would be for Arch Manning to be good, not a superstar. You want some, I don't want to say bust, but you want some balance in that teeter-totter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he could very well light it up, but that's just it's such an unproven commodity, and it goes back.
We let me cut you off real quick. We, as college football, much like the NFL, when it comes to free agency and they dole out, my God, they gave him $10 million. They gave him $250 million over 10 years. Well, the NFL secretly hopes some of those guys bust. College football needs some of those guys to bust to balance out the marketplace. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The marketplace needs to be balanced, and it will. We're in the infant stages of the marketplace. We need some buzz, I think.
And there'll be some. It's inevitable because
there will be some.
And a bust could be an injury or whatever.
Sure.
And it goes back to your point of, the NFL expansion, not to digress back to that, but it's like there aren't enough good quarterbacks
right now
to even compete at the level we're at with 32 teams.
Yeah, you make your product look terrible if you expand. You're going to make your product look terrible if you expand with the pool of player you have or the lack thereof quarterback play. You're going to make your product look terrible. Trent, hang tight. Let's take a break here. Got about 30 minutes left. A fast-moving Tuesday edition, the Young and Norvelle Show. Of course, our Tuesday sponsor. Right in the heart of Mandarin. You know it. Trent knows it. I know it. It's a fun place. Great food. Great atmosphere. You can't go wrong. Hurricanes Grill and Wings in Mandarin at the foot of the Jointon Creek Bridge. Let's take a break, come back, start wrapping things up. Been a fun one on a Tuesday. The Young and Norvelle Show continues after this.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Oh, boy. They'll get it on here in a few weeks in Tallahassee. Florida State will host Alabama in their season opener. Both Alabama and Florida State will open. What is that, August 30th? Big day. That's a midday game, I believe, about 3:30. Hell of a day that day. Some early games, midday games, night games, college football right around the corner, high school football right around the corner. You know, we do our, as we welcome you back to the Young and Norvelle show here on Action Sports Jacks. Terry Norvelle, hopefully Trenton Torsia will jump back on. And then we hope to hear from Kade Kistner, our buddy from Sports Illustrated, who is the baseball publisher, really knows the game. Has 42, 43, 44 games left in the season, regular season. As I'm a guy that's big on contraction. I think most sports would be better. Most playoffs, most sports, I think, would be better off if we contracted and had fewer franchises and fewer rounds. Baseball is one of them that I disagree. I think baseball going to the extra wild card has been a huge shot in the arm. Tons of teams still in it, and baseball season is really, really heating up at the major league level. We didn't get deep into the AR versus DJ. We may save that for another day. The concept, the premise, Anthony Richardson, DJ Lagway, my God, who, if you had to, who do you think would miss their first scheduled start? Who do you think would play more games? And I know they're in two different leagues, but my goodness, these two players really, really, for the fan base, ownership, the program, themselves, these two guys need to turn in a full season. And you know what I mean? I mean, you'll miss a game here or there. You miss a series here or there. I get that. But my goodness, do we need, as we welcome Trent back. Trent, Anthony Richardson, DJ Lagway, couple Gator quarterbacks, one a former, one a current, one in the NFL, one in big-time college. My God. And I get it. You're not really predisposed to injuries, but it seems like some guys are just born where they can't get out of the injury bug. Anthony Richardson and DJ Lagway, in their respective leagues, man, do those two guys need to play a full season, just so we'll know who they are. I don't know who they are. Oh, lose Trent.
Richardson, who's been in the league, I think this is third or fourth year in the league. So here's the thing, that it's not only the injuries, it's the consistency. It's your earlier point of, if you're great in college, are you going to be great in the NFL? Or are you going to be good in the NFL?
Yeah.
Here's the part that I think is going to be his legacy forever, unless he does something really special, is he called himself out of the game because he needed a break.
Yeah.
That, to me, I can't. I guess I'm one of those old souls, old school.
Yeah.
You tough it out, you do, rub dirt on it, whatever you want to call it. But when you go, I need a blow. You're the leader of the team. You can't take a play off, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, that was and your point is a good one. I think until Richardson with a quality play tops that, not a comical play or something even more far-fetched, unless he tops that with some wild scramble, throw against your body, touchdown to lead them in a playoff game or something. You're right. I think if we stopped 100 guys on the road today, on a busy road, and we got 100 fairly decent NFL fans, and we said, what's your one thought when we mention Anthony Richardson? I think a lot of them would go to that. Oh, he's the guy that called a timeout because he was winded. And I get that. Some people, Trent, some people would go, well, that was the best interest of his team. He took a timeout. He had scrambled 2 plays in a row. I can see that angle, but don't you have to be a little more savvy? Don't you, if you really needed to come out and the clocks, I think, obviously it was a hurry up time. That's why they were hustling, right? It was a hurry up moment in the game, into the game. I don't know. Don't you have to have more leadership moxie? And I know we only use that word in sports, moxie. Don't you have to grab, even if it's fake, grab at your hamstring or grab at your calf and say, well, no, I cramped up there. I had to come out. I call, he gets to the end of the game and he gets questioned about it. And he admits, well, I was out of breath and I needed to catch my breath, so I called a timeout. That's not what, and I'm not saying lying is the way to go, but in that context, don't you invent something? Don't you invent something to say, well, my knee was quivering a little bit. I thought I might need to get it looked at. I felt like I pulled my hamstring, so we took time out. Don't you do that as a leader?
Well, what you don't do is what he did. I mean, just
do that.
Period of end of conversation. Here's the other thing that I thought about in regard to this. Every team, I'm not going to say at every level, but I mean at a high level, they work a 2-minute drill every practice.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or don't they? Or at least 4 or 5 days a week, whatever the number is, we're going to max you out. We're going to look at you as a running back and a receiver. How many times can you do this before you're going to become ineffective for us? And
yeah,
the timeout established quarterback in the league, that's not your prerogative to call that timeout. Unless it's a block play and the clock's running down. And in that case, the coaches are doing that a lot.
I'm with you. And then you wonder,
I hate to
how long is it going to take to win that huddle back over? When you stick your head in there and go, okay, we're 80 yards for winning this game. How long before the rest of that huddle goes, oh yeah, hey, are you going to take a timeout when we hit the 50? You got enough wind. You need a drink. You know what I mean by that. I'm being a little silly, facetious, but you wonder. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. 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 Definitely. Definitely. All right, Trent, let's get some this state sports history until we get out of here. I want to make
if
sure
they're not guy,
this one struck me as a little bit late. How about this date in sports history, Trent? 1921. I thought it would be earlier, and I'm not sure when the radio was actually invented. Marconi and the boys got the radio going, but this, yeah, we should. This date, 1921, KDKA in Pittsburgh, radio station KDKA, Pittsburgh, presents the first radio broadcast of a Major League Baseball game as the Pirates beat the Phillies 8-0, with Harold Arlen as the first play-by-play. Trent, 1921, I would have thought that would have been 1908 or something. Maybe I just don't know my radio history.
Well, let's do this, and I can't do the history behind it. They converted a telephone into a mic.
Nice.
For him to do the game.
No, that's nice.
Yeah. So they took a telephone made it into a microphone, and he did the game.
Really? That's cool.
From behind home plate. Yeah. So however you take that technology, and make it work, it's Marconi-esque, is it not? Like, I mean, if you think about it, so you really at that point you didn't have the power to do what we do, what you've been doing for an extremely long time. So think about that. If you had to take, are you holding the telephone to your ear like this, going now batting?
Oh, I'll tell you, this may not be the highest tech show we've got going, but I'm not holding a phone with like under my shoulder here and dialing with the other hand.
No, it's crazy. So you and I was taught this radio versus TV, and you're an expert in the field. Radio, you got to tell the story.
Absolutely.
There's a crack of the bat, and then it's
theater of the
deep,
mind.
it's
They
long,
call it. Radio is theater of the mind. You have to paint the picture.
And TV, you just let it ride. So, think about that generation of people. My mother tells me this all the time, that her father was a huge Al Kaline, huge Detroit Tiger fan, and at night would sit with the radio in his chair, because that generation had their chair.
Absolutely.
And the transistor radio was right there, and you heard Tiger games.
Ernie Harwell probably, who did
100%.
Yeah.
Good call out. Yep.
How about these? A couple of dates, and I'm not sure how they did these games. They had to somehow mess around with the rule book, I guess. But get over to this. This date in sports history. 1959 and also 1961. So 2 years apart. The Chicago Cardinals of the NFL beat the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL 55-26 in a preseason exhibition game. 61, you had the Chicago Bears of the NFL. They beat the Montreal Alouettes 34-16. And Trent, I don't have any backstory. I should have looked it up. I would imagine they had to mess around with the rules, right? Because the CFL plays totally different.
Oh, that's a good point.
They move at the line of scrimmage, and they have a 20-yard end zone. I wonder how they did that. Kind of cool, though.
That's a good point. The other thing that I think is crazy is I didn't know the Canadian League had been around that long.
No, how about that?
I would have never. If you had to make me guess, my guess would have been the 80s.
Yeah, I would have gone a little.
I don't even recall it in the 70s.
Yeah, I would have gone a little bit in the 70s. I think I saw it, but that league's been around a long time. Long time. This date, sports history, 1963. And we had this on a couple weeks ago about Brittany Force, who was the daughter of former drag racer John Force. She set some kind of female record in a top fuel car. She went like 700 miles an hour. This date, 1963, Craig Breedlove set a world land speed record of 407 miles an hour on the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. I'll bring this up because yesterday some dude tried to set the record on those same flats, and he crashed and died, Trent. He crashed and died.
That's not cool.
No.
And by the way, jets, like whatever airline you want to fly, they take off at 500 miles.
It's amazing. You don't feel like it, do you?
No, but think about, or that's not that fast. But I mean, the point is, this thing can get airborne.
Yeah.
I mean, even at 200 miles per hour, the NASCAR things get in the air. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's like
crazy.
It's a death wish, isn't it?
It really is. I looked it up too. We have had, it looks like the land speed record right now, and they have like rules and regulations. You got to have either 3 or 4 tires touching the ground and, certain thrusters and all. They basically put jet engines on the back of drag cars, right? And the land
jet fuel.
Yeah. Hey, the land speed record I saw today, and I think it's only one person. They literally broke the sound of the speed of sound. They went like The speed of sound is like 767 miles an hour. This guy got going like 780. He was going faster than sound, for God's sake.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy? And
I wouldn't do it, but I would not do it.
I don't want anybody to crash or anything, but if you crash because you were trying to go faster than the speed of sound, you kind of deserve it, don't you? I mean, God almighty.
I guess.
Isn't that nuts, though? He's going faster than the speed of sound. So he could, when he takes off, he could hit a gong, and before it was done gonging, he'd be at the end of the race, wouldn't he?
Yeah. No, that's
man.
I don't.
That's nuts. That's
yeah. I would not do it. I'm sorry.
No, that is not for me, my man. All right, a couple more before we get out of here. Let's see here. This date, sports history. Want to see if we get anything fun here. I think I wanted to go to 84. No, that's not exciting. Okay, here's one. And Trent, you may remember this. This was a neat. I used to love watching this guy win. All he did was win. And I think he never lost, but Father Time finally beat him. Do you remember the hurdler by the name of Edwin Moses?
I do.
Yeah. On this date,
the history anyway.
Yeah, on this date, 1984, American super hurdler Edwin Moses wins the 400-meter hurdle gold at the LA Olympic Games. His 105th consecutive win. Remember, he never lost. He won those. He just went around the track, jumping those hurdles. And I think, Trent, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure when he finally lost, he really didn't get beat. He just got old. He just got old, and they caught him finally.
Yeah.
He was something, man.
That's remarkable. No, and that, I mean, think about the speed of those guys.
Oh.
Even back then, the training wasn't the same. They weren't built the same, but they were running 20-plus miles per hour, those sprinters.
Have you ever been, and obviously you and I are not exactly, we're not built to play center for the Los Angeles Lakers. We're not the tallest guys. Have you ever literally been on a track and field event or been at a track and field event on the field, on the track, when the high hurdles are set up? It's ungodly how high they are. And these and young ladies, they're running full speed and they just stride right over them. Have you ever been to a high hurdle? It's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, and I can tell you right now, I'd be kicking every one of them down. I wouldn't even try to hurdle.
You go right under them. You go right under them.
You can go under them, too.
Right under them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the old bear crawl underneath and get yourself back up again.
But, I mean, think
what's
about that.
What's crazy is the timing of it, though. The timing of the jumps.
Oh.
Because what are they, 10 meters apart or something like that?
Yeah. And if you watch any, I've watched a lot of like 30 for 30 on track guys and Carl Lewis and different people like that they and I guess this is true with any individual sport like that. I mean, Trent, they get it broken down to the most scientific. They know exactly how many steps they're going to take in between. They know, I mean, they take off when the gun sounds. There's rhyme or reason why their right foot's in front of the left or vice versa. They want to go 5 left steps and 6 right steps. And yeah, it's unbelievable. That thing is down to a science, man.
Yeah. And I've always said this, like, we were athletes, so you conditioned to get in shape.
Yep.
To play your sport.
Absolutely.
Track, you run to run. I just can't fathom that. I'm like, I can't sit there and run a sprint and almost die. We've done the ladders. We've done all that stuff where you just sit there and you go, after every rep, I think I'm going to die. and then you go, oh, by the way, I'm training to go run 100 meters.
Imagine you're like you're the 5,000 meter guy, and I don't know what that is, 3 miles and something, 5,000 meters.
Yeah, I think it's a 10K.
Yeah, you're the 5,000, 10,000 meter guy, and you start looking at your weekly dialogue to yourself, and you go, "Oh my God, I still owe myself 20 miles this week," and it's Wednesday.
Right.
What do you mean?
How do you pass the time?
Oh, hey Trent, man, I enjoyed it. Thanks for your time here on a Tuesday, kind of a rainy Tuesday, and I just didn't feel like I was up to getting all the way over to the Hurricanes. I love going to Hurricanes, but finishing up, I'm about 90% recouped. So before anybody feels sorry for me, don't worry about it. I had some surgery a week ago Friday, but Trent stepped up. I really appreciate it, my man. Love your insight, and I look forward to visiting with you again on the show, buddy.
All righty. Thanks, Terry.
That's my buddy Trent Intorsia. He always adds to the show. Well-rounded sports knowledge, and I enjoy jumping on with him. Hope you enjoyed today's show. We'll get back together tomorrow, Wednesday edition, Hump Day edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. We'll be broadcasting live from the studio. Hope you can join us 4 to 6 as we bring you some football topics. Football season is in the air. As you can smell it, you can taste it, you can feel it. That'll do it. Talk to you tomorrow, 4 to 6.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your